Flora Lea. Flora Lea.
It's okay, Barry. It's our land. We're always safe in Whisperwood.
Hi everybody, I'm Joe.
And I'm Mary.
And we're Book Buds.
Today we got a book that Joe's going to be telling us about. It's The Secret Book of Flora Lea by Patti Callahan Henry.
5 stars.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Awesome.
So I love this one, Mary. So do you want to hear about it?
I do.
Okay, so this was another World War II novel.
Okay.
And
Does that get boring at all, World War II stuff?
there are so many World War II books out there, and I seem to read a lot of them.
Yeah. I see. I wouldn't want to read that. But you enjoy it.
It's not bothering me. Sometimes I need a break from the topic, but like this one was very different. It wasn't like your typical,
Okay.
you know, and that other one that I read, The Forest of Vanishing Stars, was very different.
Different. Yeah.
So it's not your same old,
Yeah.
there's lots of discuss about World War II, so.
Okay. Sorry, I derailed you there.
Yeah, no, it's
Continue.
okay. It's okay. So this one was really good. So this, the children of England had to be evacuated to another part of the country for safety.
Okay.
So what happened was, like, if like we had kids, like they would go to someone else's house many miles away and live with that family.
Mm-hmm.
And so we would have to like let go of them.
Mm-hmm.
Like, this is very difficult, heartbreaking. So we're dealing with that situation. So we have 2 sisters, and you know, they're very close in age and they're very close to each other. So the way that the older sister comforts the little one on this treacherous journey and through the war is to like make up stories and fairy tales and tell her little sister stories.
Mm-hmm.
Right, which comforts her. So
And do you get to hear the fairy tales?
do we get to hear the fairy tales? No, not really. Kind of like on the outskirts, like indirectly.
Okay.
They talk about it because they make up this whole fantasy land
Okay.
called Whisperwood.
Cute.
Okay, and like I think they like turn into animals and they take turns being different animals and whatnot. So when they are now living, when they evacuated their area and they're living with the other family, I think there's a boy that lives there too. So they're all hanging out one day by the river. There's a big rushing river nearby. And the 2 older people, the older sister and the boy, go off, run off and leave the little one alone.
Uh-oh.
And she disappears.
Oh, no.
She's gone.
Uh-huh.
They lost her.
They must have had a lot of guilt about that.
A lot of guilt.
Mm-hmm.
Lifelong guilt. Okay. So the mystery was always, you know, what happened to this girl? What happened to her? Did this one get her? Did she drown in the river? Was she abducted? You know, whatever. They don't get their answer. 20 years goes by, and all of a sudden, a book is published with this Whisperwood fairy tale story and gets into the hands of the older sister. And when she discovers the book, she's like frozen. She's like, oh my God. Like, she's looking at their stories in this book that she came across, because she works, it's pretty cool, she works in like this bookstore that handles really rare books.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So this one is the one that came in, and she has to like log and like, you know, price or whatever. And she's like looking at it, and it's her story that she made up
Mm-hmm.
and told to her little sister.
Mm-hmm.
So she's like, is my sister still alive?
Wow.
Did she survive? And now she like has published these stories.
Uh-huh. That's cute.
It's
Nice,
cute,
nice way to find each other again.
right? Well, they have to find her. They have
Yeah.
to discover who this author is, because she's from America.
Mm.
So they have to like go to America and try to track her down. And you know, it's not easy. She comes across a lot of obstacles and try to find her. You know, it's not as easy as finding the author. It doesn't work like that. So
Okay.
there's just a lot of twists and turns.
They couldn't Google her back then.
They couldn't Google. That's right. So anyway, so I just thought that the premise of this book was just so awesome, so cool. I love fairy tales. It says here, a world war and a fairy tale collide. A treasure moving, surprising, and deeply evocative. So anybody who likes fairy tales would like this, they said. So I was just like, oh, I love that. I got to read this. And
Yeah.
it was, you know, World War II coupled with fairy tales. Pretty cool.
It's a nice mix of storylines.
Yeah, very cool. So again, not your typical World War II novel. If you want to dive into this, a little bit historical fiction, a little mystery involved, I think you'd enjoy this.
Cool. Have you read this author before?
No, never.
Do they have other books?
They do.
Okay. I think you're going to be adding some to your TBR.
We found more
Especially
books.
since it was a 5-star.
5-star.
Yeah. Very nice. Thanks for sharing, bud.
All right, thanks for listening. If you're enjoying Book Buds, give us a thumbs up.
And share us with your friends.
And subscribe to our channel, Book Buds!
I read this book too. It was stupendous.
Should we do a picture?
Sure. My hand placement made all the difference.
That's the one we have to use.
It changed the picture. No hand. Hand.